In Outsiders, we got the really awesome Flick and Knives package, the ability to effectively throw our knives or our daggers to extend hits on the combat chain. And in that same set, we got Silverwind Shuriken. That's right, our first effective throwing star. But this card fell flat. It was basically an on-demand breaking scales, whereas instead it should have been flickable. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, my flesh and blood friends. Welcome back to Dice Commando and Go Again, a fabulous cast. Thanks for tuning in for, that's right, another installment of our kind of theory chat series where we're just talking fun stuff in flesh and blood and what could have been or what should have been or maybe what could be again. And today I want to talk about Silverwind Shuriken, the throwing star, the Shuriken item from Outsiders. Now, the Flick Knives package, I think, is really, really, really awesome, right? We've had a couple videos on here about how it works and all stuff like that, but functionally, it lets you turn your daggers into throwing knives, and you need the arm piece for it, but there's also support for it, right? It's a really cool way to kind of solve the Mask of Momentum problem, where they kind of only need to block like the third one, or in theory, at least, usually you want to block the second one, but you get my point, right? You can keep your chain alive by continuing to throw stuff at your opponent, and even though the action card itself might not hit, the chain link itself can be considered to hit, keeping it alive for consecutive hits or for your Salt on the Wounds or for whatever it might be, right? And that package dropped in Outsiders, but also what dropped in Outsiders was Silverwind Shuriken, right? So Silverwind Shuriken as printed, what the card does today, and it's not going to change. It's basically a breaking scales for you, right? So you can pop it and you can give +1 to your attacking card, right? As long as it qualifies, of course. And it's done as an attack reaction, and that's fundamental ninja, right? Not saying that it's bad, right? And I actually think this card's pretty good. It obviously hasn't made its way into play, so it's obviously not. But at least it's a cool card, right? You can, in theory, again, it doesn't defend or anything, right? But you can drop it at the end of a chain, and then you have it sitting there for when you need it, and it's kind of a threat on the table. I think it's a really neat concept. That said, I do think that there was an opportunity missed on this one to have this fit into the flickable, the throwing daggers, the throwing knives package, whatever you want to call it, right? The flick daggers package. And if we look at something like this, I mean, it's not high level to get there. So attack reaction, destroy the Shuriken, deal 1 damage target hero. If it's dealt this way, it has hit. So you basically have an on-demand card that you can drop in and flick, and it doesn't necessarily have to come from your inventory. This one's actually coming from your deck, but this still pitches blue. And again, is this a game-changing card? No, you look at the flick dagger, like the flick knives is like what, a $20-some card. Most of the pieces of that are $2-3 Majestics, whatever it may be. It's obviously not game-changing, but it's really cool and it's really fun. And I don't really understand why this didn't. Again, I think this is Silverwind Shuriken itself is a cool card. It's just when it came in the same set with that package. Because, the reality is there are plenty of options out there for the ninjas specifically on kind of getting +1 over the top, right? We have Ancestral Empowerment, which is phenomenal. We have Concealed Blade, which actually fits into that Flick Knives package. And sure, having this card on the table certainly sits there as a threat, right? Much the way that Breaking Scales does, or has always sat there for many, many ninjas. And it's fine, but there could have been more to it. I think we could have done it, and I think we should do it, right? I think we should have a card out there that is whatever they want to call it, throwing stars, whatever it may be. I like it. I like the throwing stars idea. I think it's really neat. I think we should do it. So again, that's basically it. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I mean, again, I'm not saying in its current form it's an unplayable card. I think it does just fine, but I think that it could have been done differently. I think it would have been a lot cooler, right? I think it would have been a lot cooler. So anyway, that's kind of my take. And some of these are super short. So appreciate you continuing. Again, let me know down below if you're enjoying the series or not. Just having a little fun with it. Nothing else, folks. Go Commando.